How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Factorio. So, in between saves and things, I never got this guy working. I spent a week trying to design something, but honestly, I'm just like, you know what, screw it, this thing mostly works. So we're gonna go ahead and actually get this guy. So he has all the engine units we need, he has all the pipe we need. We have uranium, should be enough. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna do Aquilo. It should be able to get there. The reasoning it should be able to get there now is it has all the gun turrets, it has armor piercing rounds, so not only is it going to be able to do more damage there, but we also have rockets, and it's able to self-produce the rockets as well as the ammo, so we should be perfectly fine in this case, right? The other thing is, you might also, I don't know how much the sound's going to sound different, but I have moved my mic finally. The current desk I have, because I don't have my normal desk, doesn't let me clamp my microphone to it. It's just too thick. It's clamp on it, not thick enough, or not wide enough. So I just got a 2x4, and it's clamped to that, and then yeah. So I'm able to have it so it's actually up and on my desk, so I can actually talk properly, and I don't have to like lean weirdly to one side. So this guy, the only downside I found with this thing is, although it is able to produce stuff, it does occasionally run into some issues, such as power, or not power, but like fuel being kind of a one-off. I do, after having read the Reddit post for it, there's definitely some room for improvement. I can tell, like, I don't need the science production that it was producing here, so like, there's some redundant space on this thing, in my opinion. There's also, like, I get the need for like these beacons, but I want to know, I didn't see enough information about this ship to know why the beacons are here. I mean, I can infer why they're here. I can go, oh, well, it's to speed this up, right? But do we really need it, right? As for the actual like size of everything, my only caveat is this ship is full. Like, I don't need this much carbon, nor do I need this much iron, but like, it's full. There's sorry, I sneezed. There just, in my opinion, isn't a great amount of storage. Like, there's only 635, so we have plus 576. That to me just doesn't make a whole lot of sense the way that's set up, but whatever. Because like, if you look at something like, well, what's left of the Enterprise at this point, we have a grand total of almost 1,700. Now, to me, this has a good, sizable amount. Ideally, when we get here, we're going to probably try to fix... I think what we might end up doing is we might just redesign the Enterprise. I think what we're going to probably end up doing overall. Because, like, there's a lot of waste on this ship. Like, this whole system can be redone. This isn't really needed anymore. So I'm thinking we're going to probably just redo the bulk of the Enterprise, ideally. Plus, there's a ton of waste space here and stuff and things. But yeah, so I'll probably redesign this. I don't know how that's going to look. I want to try to get it out of here if I can. Problem is, power doesn't exist. There's no, well, there's uranium. There's just not enough power. It's kind of the issue because of the laser turrets. So we'd have to get rocket turrets up, try to get this thing hobbled home, or we just build it elsewhere. But let's see how well this guy is doing on its journey. It's a going. I will say I like the little lights that it shows you how much like oxidizer, water, steam, and fuel you have. I do like those. I think I'm going to try to incorporate it. I think what I wasn't understanding with the ship is the original light path was 3 planets. I think the reason it had just a second pass is so that it just kept traveling. And it's the sort of ship that its design is built around snowballing. So it's like you built it I think its original intention is you build it on Novice. Then from Novice it goes to Gleba, because what we were having it do, if you look at the space map, is we built it here on Flagora. Well, I mean, I guess it doesn't technically matter because it would just go back that route. But I think you start it here in Novice where you have like really small like asteroids for it to just collect, and then you send it from here to Gleba. And so along this route it gets all the stuff it needs, and then from Gleba to Aquila is where it like is good. But I think because we started it here, it started at much larger asteroids and it was just having a bit of an issue, so that's why we had to send it to Novice. But or not why we had to send it to Novice, that was just the schedule. I don't know if that was part of the issue, but it's mostly working out. So we'll see. The only thing that is a bit annoying is it just stops. Why does it stop? Like, what is it waiting on? Probably water from the looks of it. Because no water means no oxidizer, which means no fuel. Why is there no water? There's no ice. Is that not? Okay, well it has ice in hand. Interesting. But either way, there's still just no crystals, because yeah, there really just is like no crystals. So this thing is gonna essentially just fall back to Gleba. Okay, well, how about we head to Novice? So it's gonna drift there and then come back. That's unfortunate because this guy. Yeah, let me take Aquilo off of this and then just remove this and this. And then just have this go on automatic between these two planets, because that should be able to do that. In the meantime, I think what we're going to do is we're just going to take a look at this and see what we can do in order to redesign it. Do we try to rescue the ship? I think we try to rescue the contents of the ship, is what we do. So, let's go ahead. Like, I want to deconstruct it, but I want to leave the ghost stuff behind. I mean, everything here is basically very, very replaceable, so I'm not too concerned, I suppose. How many of these are we using? Each one adds 20. So then if I remove one more, it should go down to 39, 19. Okay, so just above. So then let me go ahead and drop those to the surface. Okay. And then here, okay, we have 6. It's like, I don't really know how much space there is on the planet, you know? Because we don't have any robots, which I messed up, just didn't have on me. So we need about 1,500 storage units. So we're gonna see how many of those we can get. We have 300, so we can actually send a decent little bit down. Okay, how much did that slice off? Wow, that barely touched. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. So it's marked for deconstruction, but it won't deconstruct because we need those slots. Oh, that's nice. Okay. And then already got these new ones. Okay. Definitely learning a lot about Aquilo. I think it's a neat planet. I like the challenge that you really have to be prepared to go here. Because, like, the other planets, you can land there, and honestly, you can just be fine. Like, you might get stuck for a little bit, but you're fine. This is more of a, you get here, and you're not prepared, you are going to struggle, like myself. You are going to have issues, especially if you can't deliver the items that you're going to need. Which is kind of what I think's going on right now, is I can't quite get the ship I need that has the stuff I need here. Okay, how much does that bring us up to? 740, so we can drop a whole boatload of stuff. There you go. So let's go ahead. Let's mark all of that for deconstruction. Because each one of these is dropping 10 at a time, so 10, 20, 30, 50, 60, 70, 80, 100. Because, like, a lot of this stuff we'll just bring to the surface. So that way, in the event that the ship is lost, we don't lose all of the stuff. I mean, a bunch of the stuff is fairly cheap, but, like, we can just put the belt and stuff here and then ship it back off world. It is expensive because you can only ship it in 50 rocket stack increments, but it's better than nothing, I guess. There you go. This guy, yeah. Problem is, we're just not getting any ice, which is the biggest issue, I would say. I don't really know how we can fix it, because I had it set up so we could just import ice, but that's not really a solution. Because we need to be able to get more ice than we currently have. Well, we'll see. I mean, I could just let it sit there, but that's not, again, that's not really a solution. So let's deconstruct all of these. So let's drop those to the surface. And then, I like the idea of the ice platforms, but what I think's funny is you can't really build on them. Where are... there. Because, like, notice, I can't build on rough ice. Like, we can kind of set up stuff, but we really can't. We can't build on smooth ice. Which I don't know if there's a way we can. Or just these can't be built on smooth ice. But we'll find out. I mean, I suppose we could always manually, place... That is wild. There's just not a whole lot we can do here. But yeah, we're gonna try to get that cargo hauler here. I'm thinking my only solution might be... okay, well, we're up to 1,000, so let's see what more we can drop. Definitely want these mining rigs. These things are expensive. Let's go ahead and get these heaters, all that heat pipe. Inserters, concrete. Yeah, we still need about another 600 more. Which... we can add 200 more. If we can get it. Ooh, actually, I think if we can get all this out of here, I think we can get it. But I think it's really just gonna depend on our space. That's weird. Can we build anything on? Yeah, we can build some stuff, just not this. Okay. So some things can be built on that ice, so it isn't just like you're building it for visuals. So that's kind of what it looked like for a minute. I was like, what? We can't put anything there? But no, we can. We just can't put these things, because probably I would assume they're just too heavy. Ice. Gleeba's still getting harassed. We're gonna have to go back and fix Gleeba at some point. This ship is being a pain in my butt. Let's head back to Flagora. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just request import from Flagora ice. I don't really have a use for this carbon and things, which is a bit of an issue, because I don't really have a way to get rid of it. We're having minor power problems. It's less than 505. Oh, it's probably because it's determined to burn off the steam? Yeah, because technically 505 is hot enough for steam, but this doesn't have any ice, so it's not going to produce any water, so it's going to be a negative feedback loop. Alright, but we do need to figure out what to do with this. I think just dumping it makes sense. I don't know if that's gonna go anywhere. We'll leave it there for a minute. Okay, well, let's see. What should we add now? 1200, so we should be able to get most of the stuff off the Enterprise at this point. Let's go ahead. Actually, all of this is very easy and cheap to make now. Like, I'll take the uranium off. I'll take the turrets. Like, the rest of, like, this is a lot of material, sure, but it's material that we don't necessarily need to, like, save. It's not like, oh my god, we need to save it. Because, like, most of this, tons of on Flagora that we need to get rid of anyway. So we at least saved that. And nothing on the ship is quality, so there's nothing on the ship that I'm like, wow, we need to make sure we save that. But what this does kind of allow us to do is come up with a plan of action for redesigning it. What I'm thinking, I guess we'll sit in this view. So we kind of have most of our engineering stuff here on the bottom of the ship, which makes sense to me. We are going to probably change these out for the better recipe that requires the carbon as part of its input, which we already have, but we need calcite in conjunction with that, which we can go ahead and get. Now, part of the issue with these reactors is we need so much water. Like, we have the reserve of water here, which is funny because on the other ship we need water, but we don't have power, so there's no power for us to be able to really do anything. It's kind of odd because, actually, let me take off all the laser turrets we have. See if perhaps we can get some semblance. Is there really just not enough? No power. Oh, is there just no power? No, there is power. There's just so little, I think, even in space. So we're kind of just in that position where it's like, well, we can't really do anything. Okay, how is this ship is, I don't know. It's really too small to be able to do anything effectively. We're just gonna pull everything back to that center. Then head here to this one. Yeah, see, then this guy just dies of power. Like, it's that negative feedback loop of eventually it just kind of craps the bed. If I go this, rare. Throw down some temporary solar. Like, it's enough to just barely get the ship working. And then it's able to trigger this, but again, we just don't have the water. How much? Yeah, we're over Gleba, which is problematic because we're never going to gain just pause thrust. Because what's going to happen is we're just going to keep cycling, but there's just not a nice shard. Actually confused. Huh? No, those are shards. Well, if we ever actually get ice up here, then I think we'll be fine. Alright, well, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I'm still having issues with these damn ships. I think I'm going to just try to find a different ship that doesn't brick itself. Because, like, these ship designs, they're cool, but they just don't seem to do what I need them to do. So I think what I'm going to try to do today is I'm going to power through getting a ship that just works and doesn't do this. Because, like, it's stuck here now. So, gotta figure that out. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, / learned something. Be more prepared than I am for Aquilo. And as always, smash that like button if you haven't done so. And other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one. Peace out.